Hello students, now in previous video we have seen the how to find mode for qualitative data for individual series, discrete series and also for the continuous frequency distribution. Now let us see mode by graphical method. Just like a median, mode can be determined by graphical method. Mode by graphical method. Now in median, when we determine median by graphical method, that time we are drawing or we are plotting a less than type cumulative curve or less than type ogive curve there, while here for mode we can determine it using histogram. We have to draw a histogram here. So mode can be determined graphically. Mode can be determined graphically with the help of histogram. So let me write a procedure. So first step is here, draw the histogram of given data. Draw the histogram of the given data. Then second step is that locate the modal, pre-modal and post-modal class. Pre-modal and the post-modal class. You know, the modal class is the class with maximum frequency. Pre-modal is just before that. So in histogram, the highest bar will be the bar for modal class. Its previous bar will be pre-modal class, and the next one will be the post-modal class there. We will see that thing with one example also. Now the third step is that draw two lines diagonally on the inside of the modal class bar. Starting from each upper corner of the bar to the upper corner of the adjacent bar. That is, join the upper boundary of the pre-modal class to the upper boundary of the modal class. Of the modal class and lower boundary of the post-modal class, to the lower boundary of the model class, of the model class. Now the fourth step is that draw a perpendicular. Draw a perpendicular, let me say line, from the intersection of the two diagonal lines, to the x-axis. Then next step is the value at the foot of the perpendicular. Value at the foot of perpendicular is the mode. Now let me explain using diagram also here. So from diagram, look at here, we have to draw the histogram. Suppose we will draw histogram as here the class boundaries. These are in increasing order, fine. And here we will write the frequencies. So suppose the histogram is, it is as such. Suppose these many classes are given and we have been drawn an histograph as such. Now here this is the highest bar, right, in this histogram. So this is our model class. This is what? The model class bar. This is model class. So obviously before that will be a pre-model class. This will be what? Pre-model class. This is pre-model class, and the class after that will be this post-model class. Now this is in the first step is we have to draw the histograph. Second step is that we have to locate model class, pre-model class and post-model class. Now later on we have to join the upper boundary of the pre-model class. Look at this is the upper boundary of pre-model class with the upper boundary of model class. So these one we are joining. Okay. Now again the lower boundary of model class with the lower boundary of post-model class. These one we have to join. So now these two are diagonal lines. These two diagonal lines intersect at this point. So wherever they are intersecting, from that point we have to draw a perpendicular here. We have to draw a perpendicular on x-axis. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. You know it. Horizontal axis is x-axis, vertical axis is y-axis. So at this, wherever this is a perpendicular, so this point represents the value of what? Mode. This is a observation of mode here. This is the way or this is a method that we can determine a mode graphically. Now let me take one example of this one. So example, for the following frequency distribution, for the following frequency distribution, that class 5 to 9, 9 to 10 to 14, 10 to 14, then 15 to 19, then 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34 and 35 to 39. And the frequency is that 8, 15, 18, 30, 16, 12 and 6. So let us draw the histogram first. So question is also same, draw histogram, and the second question is that locate mode graphically, locate mode by graphical method or by graphically. This is our question. So let us solve it. The first part, for drawing histogram, now the class intervals are not continuous, so first of all we need to make them continuous. Given classes can be converted into continuous ones, or the continuous distribution can converted in continuous classes, I can say. As here again the difference between 9 and 10 is 1, so 1 upon 2 will be what? 0.5. So we have to subtract 0.5 from lower boundary and add 0.5 in upper boundary. So we will, let me write the classes, continuous classes as what? 4.5 to 9.5, comma 9.5 to 14.5, again 14.5 to 19.5, the next one 19.5 to 24.5, again 24.5 to 29.5, 29.5 to 34.5 and 34.5 to 39.5. These are our classes. We need them while drawing histogram. So now let us draw the histogram. We have the frequencies of these classes. Obviously this class having frequency 8, this one have 15 and so on. The last one having 6. So let me draw the histogram first. So here same thing, on x-axis we will take the boundaries of classes and on y-axis we will take frequencies. So here suppose this is a x-axis and y-axis. So let me take here, suppose the value 4.5, we need that, then 9.5, again 14.5, let me write them vertically, wait, it is not visible. So here this is suppose 4.5, 9.5, this is 14.5, then next one 19.5, next one 24.5, then 29.5, next one will be 34.5, okay, then 39.5. These many we need. Fine. Now here I have been started from 4.5. So this is suppose 0 comma origin is that. Now frequencies, these are 30 is the maximum. So let me take 6 units. So let me take 6 here. Then suppose 12. Then 18, 24, and the upper one is what, suppose 30. Fine. Now the class 5 to 9, that is same as 4.5 to 9.5, having the frequency 8. So this class, this one having a frequency 8. So let it be somewhere here. So let us draw that bar first. Okay. Now for the next class the frequency is 15. So 12, 13, 14, 15, it is just middle of it. Okay, just middle of this one. So it will be as such. Fine. The next one having the frequency 18. So it will be 18. Then this one. Fine. Then 30 is the maximum of this class. So this will be the higher bar or the biggest bar here. Then 16 will be just below this. 18, this is 15, just above to that one. Fine. Now the next will be what, 12. So 12 is here. Okay, so let us join them. Then next one will be 6. So it is here. So this is our histogram here. Now as I explained in theoretical part, that look at here, this the bar with maximum height is what, the modal class, is what, modal class. Okay. Then the class before that one is what, pre-modal class. This is pre-modal class, and after that one will be post-modal class. This is post-modal class. Okay. Now let us draw the or join the boundaries of them. So look at this upper boundary of pre-modal with upper boundary of modal. This one we have to join. Okay. Then lower boundary of post-modal with lower boundary of modal. These one we have to join. Now these are intersect at this point. So let us draw a perpendicular from that. This perpendicular will intersect here. Look at, this is nothing but the midpoint exactly. Now on graph paper you can easily note that observation. So here I can say this is what, the mode, and that value is nothing but, according to my observation, it will be 21.5. It is just middle of it, the midpoint of this class interval. So here this is the answer of first question, that we have been drawn a histogram. Now the answer of second question we can write here. The graphical value of mode is, the graphical value of mode is 21.5. Let me write approximately, as I haven't drawn it on a graph paper. So you can draw it on a graph paper and check what is the exact value. Okay, fine. So in this way we can determine mode using graphical method or with the help of histogram. Now let us see the merits and demerits of mode. So let me write the heading, merits and demerits of mode. Merits and demerits of mode. We have already seen the merits and demerits of arithmetic mean as well as of median whenever those topics we have been covered. Now here let us see the merits first. So the first merit is mode can be easily calculated. Mode is easy to calculate. Easy to calculate and understand. And understand. And understand. In many cases, or it can be determined just by observation also. Mode can be determined just by observation, or I can say inspection, just by inspection also. Okay. Then second merit is it is applicable to qualitative as well as quantitative data. Qualitative as well as quantitative data. Quantitative data. The third merit is that it is not influenced by the extreme values. Means the extreme value doesn't affect, or it is not affected by the extreme values of the data. Extreme values of the data. Fine. The next merit is that it can be determined even if the data contains open-end classes. Even if the data contains open-end classes. Already we have taken such an example. Open-end classes. In that type of classes, either the less than type cumulative frequency or the more than type cumulative frequencies are given. So first of all you need to obtain the frequencies and then find the mode. Now next merit is that it can be determined graphically. It can be determined graphically. While you know median also can be determined graphically, but the arithmetic mean we are not able to determine graphically. So these are all merits of mode. Now let us see the demerits. So first demerit is mode is not based on all the values in the data. While you know arithmetic mean is based on all the values in the data, and hence insensitive to the changes in extreme values in the data. It doesn't affect if we change the extreme values in the data. Still it remains same. Then second one, mode is not rigidly defined. Mode is not rigidly defined. Third, it is not a suitable average for extremely non-symmetric distribution. Non-symmetric distributions. The next one, it is not a suitable average. It is not a suitable average when the number of items in the data is very small. The next one, it is indeterminate. We are not able to determine it. It is indeterminate. Indeterminate means not able to determine. We cannot find. When the maximum frequency is at one end of the distribution. Already we have written a remark for this, that the maximum frequency is at either the first class or the last class of the distribution. Then we are not able to determine the mode. Why does that? I had explained it before. Okay. The next thing is that it is affected to a greater extent. It is affected to a greater extent by the choice of class intervals. Okay, so these are all demerits of the mode. Now this is about the all measures of central tendency. That one we have to see: arithmetic mean, median and mode. We have been seeing how to calculate these one for different types of series distributions, and also the merits and demerits of them. Now in next video we will see empirical relation, that is a relation between mean, median and mode, how they are related to each other, and also we will solve some example on them, and later on we will see partition values. Now there are partition values means what? A frequency can be divided into various parts, equal number of parts we can say. So if it is divided into 4 parts, it is known as quartiles. If it is divided into 10 parts, it is known as deciles, and if it is divided into 100 parts, it is known as percentiles. So out of them we have to see in the partition value, that is whenever the frequency is divided into 4 equal parts, that is quartile. So in our syllabus we have to see only quartile. I will repeat this thing again. Okay, thank you.